Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Mind Over Matter with Sanket. In this episode, we'll be talking about the correlation between education and stress. You might have noticed that you are educated, but still you are so much more stressed than someone who is not educated. Now, when you look at such things, and when you realize that being happy and being peaceful is the major goal in our life, we do not really see a purpose of education. In this episode, we'll be dealing with the correlation between education and stress and why stress generally accompanies education. Now, stress in education happens due to a fundamental problem in our education system. Our entire education system is based on a flawed principle, that is the principle of competition and the principle of comparison. What we are taught in school is comparing with others and competing with others and getting jealous of people who do better than us, pulling feet of people who are trying to do good, and also of overtaking others and getting this sense of pleasure whenever you do better than other people. It is a major mistake of our parents also. What parents encourage their children to do is to stand first in their class. And whenever the child doesn't stand first, the parents tend to get disappointed. Even when people come second in their class, the parents always have an excuse to scold their children and to demotivate their children. You need to realize that in a class of 40 people, only one person can stand first. Then, what are the parents of the other children supposed to do? Demotivate them because they couldn't stand first? A proper education does not work that way. This is a very scary thing because if you scrutinize it, you'll realize that parents are implying that a child's friends are his enemies because the parents instill in the child's mind that the metric to determine the child's success is by beating others and overtaking others. When the child's closest people, that is his parents, imply that these people are his enemies, the child will always have a difficult time to have a true and non-utilitarian relationship with his friends. In this way, the toxin of over-ambition has become mixed in our blood itself, and it is high time we recognize this as the new age millennials. It is high time we start rethinking the fundamental policies of our education, and it is high time we start revising our courses, revising the way children are taught in school. You might have noticed how small children and pets aren't really educated, but they look a lot more happier than educated people. For them, their life's simply a play, and they tend to enjoy everything, and they do not try to compete with other people. But then send a child to his school and wait for 2 to 3 months. Right from the moment the child gets his first report card and starts getting feedback from his parents and his teachers, he develops this attitude that he needs to beat other people. And it is scary because the child gets stuck up on this habit for a very long time. This works the same way in his job, in building a house, in buying a car. Rather than for his own facilities, he will start getting things in order to compete and to overtake other people. If someone buys a car, he will want to buy a more expensive car because he wants to prove his social status in his society. And this is what is causing all the conflict that you see around in this world today. It is surprising how in small villages also there is not much education, but then these people are also a lot more happier than we are because they work throughout the day, and when they are tired at night, they just enjoy amongst themselves, and they do not really care about having to maintain a social status or having to do better than anyone else. They just work hard together and rejoice together without the feeling of competition. That is where we should be, because rather than taking us towards satisfaction and happiness through the accumulation of knowledge, we are becoming even more ignorant creatures who are very stuck up on very narrow-minded motives. Realize that the most educated century of its time introduced the First World War, and people got more and more educated after that, and that is when they introduced the World War II, which killed even more people than the First War. People developed different kinds of weapons and artilleries. And if education is only taking us nearer to the doomsday, isn't it time to rethink the fundamental motives of educating children? Are we giving our children a good environment to foster in if everyone is so frustrated and stressed at all times? You might think that the developed part of the world is happier than the undeveloped part. But then it is surprising how in the developed part, people need alcohol and sleeping pills to fall asleep at night. Now a thing as natural as sleep isn't natural anymore, and this is very alarming. This is because people are unnecessarily stressed. If they kept everything to themselves, if their only competition was with themselves, they would sleep satisfied at night. But then no matter how much they gain, they always find a loophole and they're always comparing with one person or the other. Now there are so many people in this world. How can you even afford to compare yourself to anyone else here? Now people are aware of this and they have been trying to solve this problem. But then this has to be solved in its core level, and the fundamental flaws need to be rectified. There is no point in flipping between the percentage system and the GPA system. This is an effort, but then this turns out to be insignificant, because no matter what this system, what is being promoted is unnecessary competition. So unless we don't let go of this compulsive, obsessive need to win others, our education is not taking us anywhere. If you like the insights of this video, do not forget to press the like button. Also, if you like whatever is happening here at Sound Health Solution, do not forget to press the subscribe button and also to click on the bell icon. Until next time.